Hi, YouTube family. Auntie is here, Patty Jackson. It's not cute, not knowing. Let's start with a hug. Come on. Always start off the day with a hug because you never know what people are going through. And a lot of people are going through a lot of stuff. I'm your auntie of pop culture. Let's get started. Here's a quick update on Wendy Williams. You know how I always say where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's a lot of stories. She's not with it. I'm like, can you please just post something, give us some hope, let us know that you're coming back. Hopefully, I'll be able to say something in a few weeks. But at this moment, there's some truth to some of these stories that are going out about her. Now, who's leaking these stories, I don't know. But let's keep Wendy in prayer. Let's remember Andre Leon Talley made history when Vogue magazine named him their creative director and the first African American. 73 years old, he had been sick for the past few months. The past couple of years hasn't been good. Here's a man, stood tall at 6'7", an incredible career, but he was cast aside at the end. His last big campaign were for UGG shoes in 2021. A lot of people know him from America's Next Top Model, and he was right in the mix with the biggest stars and glamour and Hollywood. One of my favorite quotes from Andre Leon Talley was, because he loved people, he said, be kind, smile, because when you smile, you show that you are in charge of your destiny. He was funny, he was charismatic, but the way he was treated at the end, he wrote two books, and the latest one was in 2018, The World According to Andre Leon Talley. He did not have an easy time being the first black for this, first black for that. But it was the way he was treated at the end at Vogue magazine. He and Anna Wintour, very close, very close. But then something happened. He was supposed to be at the Met Gala, be interviewing people, but he was told not to come. He was seen as uncool, too fat, too old. They didn't want him there, which I'm sure broke his heart. Andre Leon Talley was 73 years old. Anna Wintour released a statement on behalf of Vogue, and she said they will miss him and his spirit, and she didn't want to focus on the negative. But here was a friendship that was never repaired. And the thing is, he had been sick for a while. One of his last social media things was, don't worry about me, I'm going to be fine. So she knew he was sick, and there could have been some kind of mending. Friends forever, but cast aside because he no longer fit the image, and they replaced him with, social media influencers. How do you cast somebody like that aside? You're told you're too old, you're uncool, you're too fat. He struggled with his weight for many, many years. And obesity is a problem for a lot of people. And some people, they take the drastic measures to lose weight or take charge of their health. For all of his glitz and glamour at times, he didn't seem to be a very happy person. I think that's why he wanted others to be happy around him. The World According to Andre Leon Talley. It's on YouTube. It's like a documentary that they made about his life. Check it out. It's a fascinating look. How about the movie Scream 5, #1 at the box office last week, taking in over $43 million. Now, they done brought Ghostface back, and Neve Campbell's back, Courtney Cox, David Arquette, bunch of new kids to scare. But it unseated Spider-Man to be the #1 movie in the country. When I was talking about Tiffany Haddish the other day, it wasn't drinking, it was marijuana. But any way you look at it, she was under the influence, and down in Atlanta, you're going to get in trouble. Sidney Poitier, the legendary acclaimed actor, he was suffering at the time of his death. 94 years old. There was dementia, there was Alzheimer's, there was heart disease, and prostate cancer that he had been battling. I remember seeing a picture recently of Sidney Poitier, and he had that look of dementia where you don't quite know what's going on and you're just kind of like just staring out. But they're saying that was the problem. Gayle King over at CBS, Oprah's bestie. I like CBS, the morning show, because I love the in-depth pieces. But I'm just not a big Gayle King fan. So they're saying that her contract is up in May. She makes like $9 million at CBS. But there's going to be this bidding war with ABC and NBC, and where's she going to go? She be talking over people. She don't let people talk. It's like, yeah, let them talk. They're saying that she may leave because her whole family is on the West Coast and she's in New York on the East Coast working. I don't think she's going to leave CBS. I think that story was put out there to cause a little brouhaha because CBS doesn't want to lose her. But I just thought that was funny because I was just like, really? That's happening? Steve Harvey says he is a little uncomfortable with the sexy pics that his stepdaughter Lori Harvey puts out. Her body is the truth, and she's dating Michael B. Jordan. And Steve says even though he's a little uncomfortable with some of the pictures they post making out, he is rooting for the two. Now, that made him cringe. How do you think Steve Harvey was when she was up here dating Future? I know that he said, if you don't get away from this guy, because, you know, Lori has had some boyfriends that make you say, why are you dating him? But she's with Michael B. Jordan, and it seems to be going well. Tracy Morgan, he might have to watch some of the jokes he's doing about his upcoming divorce. He's doing, you know, stand-up, and he talked about his 5-year marriage. She was with him through that accident. Then they got married. They had a daughter, but now they're divorcing. He talked about social distancing, says she took it to a whole new level. He says he called her up one day and said, how are you doing quarantining? She replied, call it what you want. I'm out of here, and I ain't coming back. I love Tracy, but he do seem like he can get on your nerves, though. When you be having to say, I've had enough. It ain't funny. Stop. Like, you gotta, like, tell him that sometimes. But she wants some money, and he's fighting her to get it. Weird Al Yankovic. For those in the 80s, Michael Jackson had Beat It. He had Eat It. He did these song parodies, and funny guy with his accordion. Well, a movie is being made about the life of Weird Al Yankovic, and the young man Daniel Radcliffe, who is known for Harry Potter, is going to play him in an upcoming movie. Cardi B is going to be paying the funeral costs for those victims of that very tragic Bronx fire. Get ready for the return of LA Law. Back in the 80s, part of the 90s, it was a hit show on NBC. Well, now it's coming back on ABC. This time, Blair Underwood, who starred in the NBC version, he is starring in this version, and he is one of the executive producers. LA Law coming to ABC possibly by this fall. Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, Silk Sonic, what a great group. And they're taking the show on the road. Well, really one city. That one city is Las Vegas. They're coming to Sin City with an evening of Silk Sonic, a residency with shows in February, March, and early April. Jam Master Jay, there's a big family feud going on. Jam Master Jay was a part of Run DMC, and he was murdered several years ago, and they still haven't really caught who did it. Apparently, Jam Master Jay, well, he had a bunch of kids, but there's this one daughter who's 29 years old, Tyra. And they say with her fraud schemes, she's tarnishing her dad's image. Scams, identity theft, not paying rent. Jam Master Jay's family is mad because they're like, is she one of us? There has never been a DNA test. Her mom is dead. Jam Master Jay is dead. So they're saying that this woman is a fraud. make her take a DNA. I think she won't take it because she said, that's my dad. But to solve the whole thing, they're probably going to have to make her take a DNA test. Tyler Perry is coming back with Madea, and I've got the scoop. Why is he bringing her back after saying, I'm retiring Madea? He says because in the day and times that we're living in, people need to laugh. It's coming to Netflix next month, February 25th. There will be an LGBT storyline, and your favorites coming back. Cassie Davis, David, and Tamela Mann, they're all coming back. This summer, Celebrity Big Brother. You got Sha'Carri Richardson, the sprinter who was caught with the weed, and her career never really rebounded from that. And Nene Leakes. She's coming back to reality TV, y'all. Nene Leakes is coming back. She needs the money. She's also going to be one of the stars of Celebrity Big Brother. Songwriter John Lynn has died. You could be saying, who's John Lynn? 73 years old. He wrote Boogie Wonderland, and he wrote Sun Goddess for Earth, Wind & Fire. Ramsey Lewis, that song. Boogie Wonderland for Earth, Wind & Fire. One of my favorites, Save the Best for Last, Vanessa Williams. He wrote that song. He wrote Crazy for You from Madonna. He wrote for The Emotions, Cher, Denise Williams. In his later years, he wrote for all the young pop stars, Jonas Brothers, Miley Cyrus, Selena Gomez. The very talented songwriter, John Lynn, has died at the age of 73. Well, we are marching towards 50,000. So tell a friend, subscribe to the channel. It's Curls, it's Scoop. You gonna know. You gonna know today. Leave a comment. Auntie reads the comments. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video. I appreciate you guys. Tell a friend. We got Curls, we got Scoop. I'm a little consistent, so every day you're going to get a little something. It's not cute, not knowing, and now you know. I'm Patty Jackson. I am your auntie, pop culture.